Another thing I want to try and do is if you've got controls up in the forehead area, but if you do have motion in the eyebrows, that it's affecting the forehead area. And also make sure that you're not leaving that middle brow area dead either. So make sure that that middle brow area still feels like it's connecting the eyebrows together, and that the forehead feels like it's got some influence as well on the eyebrows, or the eyebrows anyway have influence on the forehead. And I also like to take some time to make sure that even if I've got little subtle eye looks or eye darts, that the eyelids are supporting those eye darts. So if I've got a look up, it's not going to be just the pupil and iris that move. It's also going to be the eyelid that moves a little bit with it too. And that makes it feel like the muscles in the eye are working in connection with the eyeballs. So from there, I'll focus on the cheeks, and I'll do a cheek pass and just see what I can do to make the cheeks feel connected to the eye and the brow expressions. So like, is it a narrow squinty shape? Is it a wide shape? Or is it somewhere in between? So I like to make sure that that's working. And also, even with like the nose and the bridge of the nose, there's this fleshy little bit and these muscles right here. So if there's anything like where I do have an extreme squint, there might be some pinch and some tension in the in these muscles right here on the side of the nose. And then from there, what I'll do on the cheeks is I'll also make sure that the cheeks are tied into the jaw. So whatever the jaw is doing, whatever the corner of the mouth is doing, if I've got a smile, if I've got the jaw in a wide shape or a narrow shape, depending on how that looks, I'd like to try and make sure that the cheeks are also responding to the jaw. And there's another layer on that as well. So there's almost 3 layers. It's one, move the cheeks so they're supporting the eye and the brow acting poses. But then I'll also do a pass to make sure that the cheeks feel fleshy and connected to whatever the jaw is doing. So if the jaw is moving a lot, make sure that you've got some up and down in the cheeks as well. So if the jaw is going up and down, try and get a little bit of up and down the cheeks. If the mouth corner goes up, try and push that cheek up a little bit. Just so that it all feels connected and you're using the cheeks to support the motion that's going on around them.
No one's brothers are staying here. No one is getting married.
Wait, what? May I talk to you, please? Alone? No.
Here's a shot from Frozen, and I want to talk about how all of the principles that we're discussing this week all come together in an actual shot that we'd see in a feature film. So, look at how the jaw is working with the mouth. Look at how the cheeks are all coming together and working with the mouth. Take a look at the squash and stretch in the jaw, the cheeks, the connection between the mouth and the cheeks, and like the nose and the lips, and how it all works together to actually just feel really fleshy and believable and connected. So it feels like those muscles and tendons and all that tissue is alive in there, and it feels very pliable and flexible. The other thing I want you guys to look at is take a look at the nose. So just take a look at the squash and stretch on her nose. I'm going to step through, or just go through frame by frame, so you can see just how the squash and stretch is working on the nose. There's a little bit of translation, there's a little bit of scaling and squash and stretch on that nose that supports what the mouth is doing and supports that lip sync. So anytime there's an open mouth shape or a closed mouth shape, that nose is kind of moving and squashing and stretching to support what that mouth is doing. You even see it here with Anna a little bit as she says, "What?" You see that squash and stretch in the nose. And it's a subtle thing, it doesn't stick out, but we see it working really well with the lip sync and with the mouth movements, and it really feels just connected and flexible. So just right here, take a look at the eyebrow and eye direction. You can see there's like just a little bit of subtle movement in the eyelids and in the eyebrows. And as she does this eye dart right here, you can see it's really subtle, but as she does the eye dart, you can see just a little bit of closing of the eyelids. And you also see a little bit of supporting movement just in the brow. You know, and also as she squints right here, you feel all those muscles from her eyebrows and the muscles around her eye all squinting. You know, it's not just the lids themselves moving, it's all of those connective tissues, all the muscles around the eye, the eyebrows and everything, all squinting in to make that shape.
No one's brothers are staying here. No one is getting married.
Wait, what? May I talk to you, please? Alone?